Uh, Good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on the time you are in. Um, I'm just being concerned just after watching the news and hearing what the ECOWAS leaders have said. And I have a question. The first one was a statement: ECOWAS have ordered military standby. Then announced it is ECOWAS um, decision for a military standby right at this moment. Now, just like Italy foreign minister said, at this time, military intervention should not be the main thing. It should be they should continue with the diplomatic dialogue or the dialogue. Now, today, they now met in Abuja, all the ECOWAS leaders. That is, some people say ECOWAS, that is Economic Community of West African States. Now, we've been seeing in recent years there have been coup happened in Mali, and Mali now cut off from France, and then after Mali, Guinea-Conakry had a coup. And the thing is that the incumbent then had to change the constitution for a third time so that he can come in, and then from there, Burkina Faso held a coup, and then later the guy that made actually caused the first coup did not comply to like the military agreement, and like so they another one has to come in. Now we seen that in the case of Mali, Guinea and Burkina Faso, somebody said the other time when I listened to his interview in Al Jazeera, he said because there was a different leadership. Now they use every diplomatic, the military were not threatened, and they now see that these people, this is what they want. They're not complaining. The citizens are not complaining. Nobody was killed. But the thing is that before we see all this coup in West African sub-region, let's make something clear. And before I go on, please, if you come across this broadcast and this channel, please, this is my channel, Reverend Augustus Gomez TV. Please subscribe to this channel, like my videos. I will give you some updates. It's not all about the situation, politics. I'm a child of God. I'm a Christian. I'm just concerned with people that need peace in the world, and we don't want chaos. Because if you hear there's a problem somewhere, you yourself, no matter where you are in the world, you'll not be comfortable. So please subscribe to my channel. I'll be posting some Christian videos here, some messages and the rest. And sometimes you see just short ones. Please just like my videos. And the thing is that when it happened now, in Guinea-Conakry, former president then changed the constitution. ECOWAS did not say anything. The leadership did not talk. Currently, that one have been taken out. He have been ostrated by the military, and that's why the military took over, because when it happened, people were actually not happy and they were protesting, and ECOWAS did not release any statement. ECOWAS did not condemn what the man did for changing the constitution. They went for the election, and some people feel that it wasn't free and fair. Even France did not say anything, because why? The man was playing according to their rules, just a puppet on their side. So they're not having any problem with that. So the military now came over, they took over, and peace was restored. Now, Ivory Coast, almost like the same time, the guy that when what everybody knew how he came into the presidency, when he won the election, the incumbent then Laurent Gbagbo did not want to go. Alassane Ouattara now changed the constitution for the third time. ECOWAS did not say anything. ECOWAS did not see any problem with that. Why? Because as far as it's there and it does what it happened, it feel like it doesn't matter. But let me tell you, you've been doing this thing and they'll not come out and they'll not say anything. Now, anytime military take over, they'll now come out and start holding meeting and start. None of us is supporting military coup. But anything that you see, something lead to it. If the right thing is done, Psalm 11 verse 3 say, if the foundation is be destroyed, what can the righteous do? If the head is affected, the whole body is affected. Any part, even if your finger that is affecting you, it affects the whole body. If your eye, it affects you. If your leg, anywhere your body. So if the head, that is the head of the entire body, if it's having a problem everywhere, it's affected. Now, if ECOWAS were stopping this thing, or they make sure that in West African sub-region, that there are 2-term limit, there are countries that are not having this 2-term limit. So you can just be there as far as you want. They will not, and others now are changing constitution, and everybody see what is happening in Senegal, how the wicked current president, how he's mistreating the oppositions. People just died when they were protesting youth, and they were shot with live bullets. ECOWAS did not condemn this thing. We are people of a righteous God, and when we see injustice, we cannot just keep quiet. We have to talk. Now, this Niger president is like is a puppet to the West, especially France. He came in, and then now Niger then is the second poorest country in the world. If you don't know, just research. Niger has mineral resources. They have uranium. I believe that it's used for producing these light bulbs. It's used for they use it for most of this nuclear manufacturing, and they have gold. They have other mineral resources. And Niger, according to the statistics and what people are saying, Niger is almost like 80% of the population are not having light. They don't have light. But now this mineral uranium is being produced in Niger. The people are not benefiting, and France is taking everything. And it's like, and they have a terrorist group, which means these terrorists are affecting them. The juntas now release a statement. The reason for it, one of the reasons for their takeover is like, anytime they capture these terrorists, and the president will say they not have to, they should release them. So which means this terrorist group, the president then knows how they were there. Whoever brought them in to fight for their cause, so that they can keep on looting the mineral resources. And now when it happened on the 26th of last month, July, and ECOWAS have an emergency meeting in Abuja, and let me tell you, and you must know who is the current chairman, that is the president of Nigeria. And everybody know that the man did not win the election. I can say it in my full chest. He did not win the election because the requirement that he's supposed to, he did not have it. I follow everything. I know people in Nigeria. I watch it. People were told not to vote. People were killed. People were beaten. And the requirement that he did not have, he is not illegit. And right now, the election is being disputed in the tribunal, and the judgment is supposed to come probably by next week. And now, with all this thing that was happening in Nigeria, ECOWAS did not release a statement. You see, the problem is anything that will happen, they now say anything. When there's coup, that's when they want to come in. If they were playing their roles in the right way, all this will not be necessary. Now, what happened when they took over? And the first thing you do, you have to, make a dialogue. You have to, get some political analysis and some experts about the situation. How do you go about this? They held a meeting, and they said, now we're not going to allow this in the sub-region. If you allow it, this is how the situation will continue. But they're not going to sit themselves and say, now what have we been doing wrong? How can we make things work right? How can we make things to go in the way that we're supposed to go as leaders? They will not do that. Even if they meet, they will not talk about how some of them have been, going over their constitution and not respecting their constitutional law. Just the former president of Nigeria, any court order that has been given, he will not respect it. And ECOWAS will hear all these things, they'll see all these things, they will not talk. Yeah, this is what is happening. Some of you that they don't know, you talk military take over. No, something caused something to happen. Nothing just happened. And the thing is that, so when they came in, first of all, if ECOWAS, so this guy that is illegit, that everybody know, if you're not illegit, there's no way you give order and people respect it. If you're legit, people respect you. There's a saying that respect is earned. You don't command it. And you don't threaten people. You don't threaten military. When you do that, the military are people that everybody know they're stubborn. They will not just succumb to, been training away not to just be carried away, to be scared. They're not like civilians. And what you need to do, you have to get this political analysis expert, let them give you some ideas. How do you think we need to go about these things? But you do not listen, and the first thing you do, you give them 7 days ultimatum, which ended last week Sunday. And if that did not happen, you're going to invade with the military. Right now, Niger is ready for them. They now lock up their airspace. Burkina Faso, Guinea, and Mali. Why? Because these 3 countries have is a military rule that they have now. So which means they will not just sit there and say they will not help, because they say when they allow them, it's like a war against them. So right now, if they succeed in Niger, then whoever that is forcing ECOWAS, and everybody know the Western powers, then they'll now force them to go for after this thing. Because Mali right now, they cut off France. French is no more their official language. And now Burkina Faso, everybody know. Because when they now say they're going to join Niger, France have stopped their aid, and whatever it is. But you're getting something. Now, some of you need to go and look at the current Prime Minister of Italy, what he said about what France is doing in Niger. How they are mining their resources, the uranium and the gold and the stuff. They're not helping the situation. The country is not in a good state. The economy, the second poorest country in the world. What will stop you from creating jobs for these people? Make the factories in that country. Let the people be employed. Let the youth. Just recently, how many people perish in the Mediterranean Sea because people cannot just sit there. They cannot just sit and see their loved ones perishing. They cannot go to school. They cannot eat. They don't have good life condition. So they will have to go somewhere to get their livelihood and able to help their loved one, their family members. And that's why people are risking that, even though they hear that going through that way is risky. But they will not just do anything. When did UN ever come out and condemn this Mediterranean stuff and try to see how they can help these people? No. But right now, all of them are not happy. And France, I'm not saying it, France said it, their president said, Emmanuel Macron, that they're going to defend the French interest. How can you defend your interest in somebody's country? What you've been doing, first of all, it's not right. If it's like 50-50 and you're helping these people, if people understand, know what? Yeah, you're getting something, but actually investing in these people, you're actually helping the economy, you're helping in their infrastructure, you're helping the livelihood of the people. I was listening to a show today in Ghana, whereby they say some of the beggars, they're from Niger. Cameroon, the other day, I was listening to the same thing. Because not everybody can afford to send their children to school. And the best thing they need to do to beg to survive. And go and listen to what the Italian Prime Minister said. And that's the fact. Let's come whereby we need to say the fact, say the truth. Every one of us will give an account one day. No matter what you do, your people clap at you. What will you, when you stand before God, what will you say? And now, ECOWAS, everybody know. America is involved, France is involved, NATO is involved, UN is involved, World Bank, IMF, they're all involved. They have interest in Niger because of what they're getting. And now they want to make sure that ECOWAS do their bit. That's not the solution. The people of Niger are not complaining. The people are celebrating the juntas. People, now they have a transitional government. They even involve civilians. The prime minister is a civilian. He's an economist. Now they form a transitional government and just one person, and you want to send the military in that country that nobody is being killed, life and property are in place. What is going on? Something is because of somebody's interest. Your interest alone will now want to send cause the country in a war or a sub-region, because if Niger is in trouble, I'm telling you, the whole sub-Saharan Africa, West Africa will be affected. Nigerians will not just sit there and say, oh, it's ECOWAS. No, they'll come after other countries that send their military, and we don't want that. What is happening in Russia and Ukraine right now, everybody see how it's affecting us. You might not be from Ukraine or Russia or from Europe, but it's affecting the entire world. Inflation everywhere, because Ukraine was one of the largest producers of grain. And because of war, the grain have been stopped. Even though they release it, it will not be like before, how it was sending grain everywhere. So whatever ECOWAS have, the decision they have taken today to make the military on a standby, let them stop. Something is happening. France said they'll defend their interest. What is the interest? What they're getting from Niger? The uranium they're getting from Niger, gold they're getting from Niger, and that's not the only place. They have other on mine lands. They have over 1,500 military. US have 1,100 military in Niger. A lot that Italy have their own. I don't know about the number, but France and everybody know. Now you've been there. Who is in charge of these jihadists, this terrorist group that are killing people in their villages? And you have the military there. What are they doing there? Are they doing that to defend the citizens, or do you now sponsor these terrorists so that they can go after these people? Then you keep on doing what you're doing. You might not know. Every one of us will not leave this earth. Will not live in this earth forever. Every one of us will leave this earth one day. Every one of us will die, and every one of us, whether you believe in God or not, but you're going to stand before Him and you're going to give an account. It's not good to be evil. It's not good to exploit people. It's not good to do things that will benefit you, and somebody else is crying and is dying. People are dying of hunger in these areas, and you still say you want you want to fight for your interest. What is your interest? In somebody's land? You're not doing nothing for them. So ECOWAS have now said they'll put the military standby, which means anytime they can now order them to invade. And Niger now right now have closed their airspace. So which means maybe what they'll do, they'll make sure that they'll provoke them, and when they retaliate by bringing down any jet or any plane that they see, then they'll now say Niger started. We don't want all these things. We all know ECOWAS leaders are not concerned about the citizens. Everybody know. They are not. None of them are concerned about the citizens. If you're concerned about the citizens, you need to look at this situation critically and know what will be our gain. Or are you doing it for somebody's gain? If the juntas, let's be frank, if the juntas were killing civilians, were torturing civilians, imprisoning civilians, now say, you know what, we cannot just stand here. These people have ousted the president, and now they're doing this to the citizens. We cannot take this. But nothing like that is happening. If it was happening underground, somebody somewhere would just come out and say it. No, nobody is making a post. Nobody is protesting. Nobody is complaining about it. Everybody is happy that at least now they have taken over their sovereignty. It's a sovereign state. And they said they're going to stand by the juntas. Something is not right somehow. Please, guys, if you watch this thing and you believe in God, you pray to God, please continue to pray. Especially if you're in diaspora, you're from West Africa. There are some. I was listening to a program right now, and he said he has two friends that came back from Nigeria. They don't even know what is happening in Nigeria. They don't know what is happening. So not everybody have chance to listen to the news. Not everybody. But this is the reality. Because the legitimate president that is in Nigeria want to make sure he legitimize himself, want to make sure he please certain people. And everybody know a drug baron as he is. He rigged the election and everything has been this. They cannot even defend their victory in the court. And what the tribunal? They cannot defend. Just one witness that they brought, they were given days, but they cannot even defend the victory. They just brought one witness, and that's the first day, and that's it. Just few cross-examination, and they say they closed their case. Now you won, you cannot defend it, and now you think people who respect in the sub-region, you are illegitimate. You are not legit. Everybody know you're not. God is not on your side. If anybody win, no matter how oppositions are there, you could see the population of that country, the population, half of them must support you. People will be happy. Nobody's happy in Nigeria. People are complaining. You go online, people are talking about what is happening. And you think you can give order? No, it's not going back. No, not worry. They're waiting for it, but we don't want it to happen. We don't want it to go into that. I believe from there, the military, because last time after the head of state met, the military leaders of West Africa met also, and they shouldn't be moved by emotions. War, don't just think about yourself. You don't know what, because listen, it's like entering somebody's house. Oh, I'm coming to attack you. The person will not just sit down. He will make sure he strategize. You don't know the crumbs and corners of the house. He will just wait for you. As you just enter, he just put ambush on you. And we don't want that to happen, because we have brothers, we have sisters, we have cousins, we have uncles, we have fathers, we have mothers, we have all relatives. And when they go to this war, let me tell you, it will not be funny. You might know how you're starting it, but you don't know how it will end, how it will go. So look at what is happening in Russia and Ukraine. There's nobody know when it will end. This is not right. This is not right. So let all the interested parties, please, let them try and reconsider. If they want pushing these people and tell them we stand by you, whatever decision you do, you have to do this because of your interest. And you're allowing us, because right now, if these people succeed in invading invading Niger, it's the civilians that you think that you're supposed to protest, they are one that will be affected. So why is human rights not speaking? As this statement I believe, human rights, UN, they're supposed to release a statement. Human rights supposed to speak, because it's a citizen anyway. The citizen cannot hold a gun. The citizen cannot take any weapon. The military will defend themselves. Now, but for sure, when they see that now they kind of they'll be defeated, what they will end up doing, they'll start attacking the civilian, just like what Russia is doing in Ukraine right now, bombarding buildings that civilians are staying. What did the civilians do to you? Is this how we want the war to continue? Is it how we want the situation? And the people right now that are angry, that feel that their interests are being jeopardized, now look at the situation in Niger and know that the civilians are fine. Just one person, and the man is still there. They're not doing nothing. You are not just concerned because you're concerned for him to come back. You're concerned for what he has been doing for you. He has been allowing you to do whatever you want. That's why that's why you are fighting for him to come back, so that he can still be your puppet. And that's the truth. So look at the broader picture, that the civilians are fine. The civilians are in support of this junta, and right now they make a transition government. I'm sure the negotiations should be, when will you now conduct election for civilian rule? When will that should be, not bringing back the man. It's gone, it's gone. These people not back down. They know they live in that country. It's their nation, and they know what was going on. And for them to come in this far, they are prepared. They not just get up one day and say, "Oh, no, we take over. We have said to you, you are on the house arrest." No. I know ECOWAS have already said that they put a military standby. Let the military standby just remain a military standby, and don't send innocent people to die. Don't do it. Don't do it out of your ambition, because you want to show up to people to know that yes, you are capable. Emotion don't achieve anything. Anytime you are angry, you feel like you have been looked down upon, just let it go. Oh, I'm the head, I'm the chairman. What will it achieve for you? When your citizen itself, the Senate of Nigeria, refused to vote for them to send the military. But right now, today, you came and said that, no way, you put the military standby. So which means the people that you're supposed to respect, that to prove whatever you requested, look at it and say, sir, this one, we cannot allow you to do this. Because there is no war in Niger. They just ousted the president, and they have their reason. engage with them, and if you want that, let them release him and let him go anywhere and let them continue. If they're doing something, then you cannot hold them responsible and say, you know what, we cannot allow you to do this. This is what you're doing. You're doing this to your people. And if you don't do the right thing, if you don't conduct the election, I'm telling you, we're going to cut off aid. But you already stopped it anyway. All these countries that are interested in uranium and their mineral resources, they have already put sanctions on them, including ECOWAS. And now, is it that you interested in the people or interested in one individual for what he has been doing for you? Every one of us one day will stand before God. As I'm telling you, whether you believe in God or not, you're going to give an account while you're on this earth, while you're in leadership position. Let ECOWAS, let all the citizens, I don't know where this video will read, whoever you to read, please engage your leadership. Let there be a rethink. Let there be diplomatic dialogue. I was thinking that would have been the main agenda today. You know what? Yeah, we must have made error before by threatening them. We gave them 7 days ultimatum, and now the 7 days ultimatum is over, even though they did not yield to our request. You know what? We're going to continue with diplomatic dialogue and see how the situation. If they cannot agree to bring back the man, now when will they now conduct the election? Mali, the same thing that happened. They went through a dialogue and the people were adamant, no, this is what we want. Guinea Conakry, the same thing. Burkina Faso, I'm sure the former military takeover, they did the same thing. And even this current one. But when they see that people were adamant, they were calm. And none of this interested party actually were angry with them. They were not raging like this. They were not furious like this. The reason why they're angry because of what they're getting in Niger. Let's be frank. Nobody's naive in this generation. Nobody's naive. Everybody's awakened. Everybody's wise now. Don't let your ego push you. And tomorrow, whoever is ECOWAS leader, don't let your ego push you to let your citizens die for unjust cause. Don't let your citizen, your military, because military, that is the command. If the commander-in-chief give order, you cannot say no. But is it necessary? That's the thing. Is it necessary? As I said it again, go to YouTube, search for the Prime Minister of Italy. What he was saying about Emmanuel Macron, and that's the truth. She wasn't lying. She was saying the fact. You're getting everything from these people. How can all the countries you colonize and you say you give them independence, they don't have a say in their economy, in their budget? You have to print the money for them. Their central bank is in France. You determine right now, if you call any French colony country in Africa, the call has to go back to France. They cannot do anything on their own. They don't have full independence. It's half independent. That's not democracy. Now these people are saying enough is enough, because the young ones now, they're not going to sit there and see what the older generation, most of them were not that highly educated, but most of these young ones are educated. And they see what is happening. They're looking about, they're studying about the global situation. They're talking about the economy and development and infrastructure and everything. And they're saying that what to take them to come to that level is what they have, what God has given them. The minerals that God has given to them. God gave them these things. And you're taking it, but they're not having a good share. You taking the lion's share, and they're just having a peanut. And now they're not happy. I've never seen where this thing happened. Anyway, you see, when the military take over, nobody died. Everybody was jubilating. Everybody was celebrating. I know mostly the opposition's parties and the people who come and jubilate. But they're jubilating because people are fed up. And that's what you're supposed to. Invading Niger is not the best. It's not the best. Don't sit there and hear what ECOWAS have said today, that they have put military standby and feel, oh, now they're working and now you want to force them. Don't do it. For God's sake, don't do it. It's not necessary. If you still want to get iridium and whatever you've been getting from them, now let it be on their own terms and buy from them, whereby they'll benefit. The citizens will benefit. Nobody will stay in this earth forever. You can be 200 years and one day you'll die. And when you die, you face God. God will judge you. Let it be at the back of your mind. Don't let anything whisper to you, no, you're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing, and people are dying on top of that. If Niger was having good economic stability, and all the country where people are migrating, coming over to Europe for a greener pasture, a better life, do you think they'll do that now? They will not. There are countries in Africa that are citizens, they're not doing they're not risking their life through the Mediterranean Sea, because somehow the economic is stable. It might not be there, but they actually, people can easily get job and easily live their life and live a comfortable life. It might not be to that, but many of these African, I'm telling you, but the reason why sub-Saharan African youths are risking their life because of the living condition in their countries are not good. They're not. And these ECOWAS leaders, let me say, they're not concerned about the people. The only way you see they're concerned about people when it's time for election. That's when you see they'll come and distribute money and give a kind of promise they cannot fulfill. But they're not even concerned about the citizen. They're not concerned. Please. The decision have been made that the military stand, they're not saying military to go in, but military standby. There is no war. Military standby can only be when there's war. There's no war in Niger. I'll now sound it again. No war in Niger. Citizens are not complaining. The military juntas are not mistreating the citizens. They now form a transitional government. And then now they make a threat that if they see any military intervention, the president that all of you are now campaigning for, they say they'll kill him. And if they kill him, there's nothing you can do. Military are not scared of death. They're not. So imagine now, military does do a proper negotiation, whereby they release the man. And if you want him to come to your country, let him come. Look at Sudan today. They're still fighting. After the president was out, they ousted the president. They jailed him. The people cannot come to terms. Civilians are one that suffered. And none of these interested parties either condemn the war or send help and try to no. But you are doing because why you are doing it? Because of what you get it. Mali, Burkina Faso, and Guinea Conakry, you do not put much emphasis because you're not getting what you think you are getting from Niger now. Let's be sincere and let's be true for ourselves. ECOWAS is a sellout. They don't care about the citizens. And I'll say they sell out. Because if they're not, they will have think of this situation. And I pray, let them rethink and let this military standby just be a word and not implement it. And enter into Niger and loved ones. I will not be here and want to see the people that I know and loved ones just die for no just cause. Even I might not know them, but that's not the right way. That's not the right way. West Africa sub-region is already going through a lot already, economic-wise, political-wise. EU give a report about Nigerian election, ECOWAS. If the election was not free and fair, everybody see it. So you think that man, you put him there, you want to push him, and nobody will respect him. People can respect you when they see you are doing the thing in the right way. People are not just going to let you just have your way. No. And the tribunal is coming. The Nigerians are patiently waiting to see what will be the outcome. That will determine what the situation will be in that country. I pray that the judiciary will do the right thing. You, this interested party, Talk with ECHO and tell them to start doing the right thing. Most of you know that these leaders are not doing the right thing in the country. But the reason why you're not concerned, because as far as they are playing through your beat, and you don't care whatever happened in their country. You're not telling them the truth. Please do the right thing for your citizens, for your country, for your development. That your citizens need to be happy. And you're doing the same thing in your country, because you know if you do anyhow, people will protest. They don't care. They'll make sure they'll not just let you do whatever you like. But you cannot advise these African leaders to do the right thing. And UN need to speak up. Is UN only for some part of the world and not for others? Please, we need peace. We need peace. That's all as a child of God. That's what I'm yearning for. Please, let this thing just be a mere meeting, and this thing not implemented and not take any military, because military people, they're like that. Because if you put them on a standby on a border, they'll start making threats, and before you know, they'll climb. They will not. This one will not. This one will not. And then that's how it starts. Don't let it get to that level. God bless you. If you listen to this, please subscribe to this YouTube channel and continue to pray that this situation, God is in charge. Man is not in charge. God bless you all.